Yo, still bills, what's the deal, man? Nigga, fresh off the plantation, man. I'm heading to the casa right now. But peep game, man. We gotta rap about something, man. One thing I've noticed, right? Like, it's cool for us to do certain things, but it's not cool for anybody else to do certain things, man. So I'm on, like I said, man, as long as you are on these threads on Facebook, you are always gonna have something to talk about. I'm on these threads, and it's cats on there that's berating Tyson Fury for kicking it with the Irish, I think he's Irish, the Irish gangster or whatever. What's Daniel Kinahan or something like that? I can't remember his name. And I'm like, all right, explain this to me. What is the difference between Tyson Fury kicking it with him and with Mike Tyson kicking it with King Tut and Dementio Benson? There isn't one. Dementio Benson, I'm not from Brooklyn, but I keep my ear to the street on the gangsters around the country in particular. Dementio Benson, they said he was a real cool brother, man, real down to earth dude, but he was a shooter when it was time to go. He was with all activities. And to get to a certain stature within your own community, man, as far as being a kingpin goes, bodies are gonna be on your gun. You're not getting that high up in the rankings or whatever the case may be. If you're not, like Nicky Barnes said it best, you gotta be willing to terminate to be successful in this business. You don't think Dementio Benson had M's under his belt? You don't think when Al Poe walked up on that man and blew him away at that basketball game in DC, it was a reason for that? Because he saw that man as an imminent threat? But it's nothing to see Mike Tyson with the wolves out there like that. It was nothing for that. It was nothing to see all of death, Mike Tyson loving it, kicking it and fucking with all of Death Row, Tupac and his entourage. That was cool. That was cool. But Tyson Fury he's demonized for kicking it with an Irish gangster. I was called a coon and said, oh, you caping, you always caping. I'm like, it's not about caping. It's not about that. Like I said, a lot of you cats who push this nationalism, this very vague sense of nationalism, a lot of you niggas don't read. And because you don't read and you don't do extensive study, you look childish and immature and fucking uneducated when it's time to talk about these things, man. You don't know how to properly unpack shit without making yourself look stupid. All of this shit ties, even though this has nothing to do with nationalism, all of this shit ties into this fucking, into Tyson Fury, because these cats are going out of their way to demonize him and show him in a certain light. I do not like Tyson Fury. I do not. Because of what he said to Deontay Wilder. I don't like that. I don't like it. You know what it is with the word nigga. I don't give a fuck if you singing it in a song. Sing that shit a way where can't nobody see you sing it. I do not like Tyson Fury, and I hope Dillian White knocks his fucking head off. But to sit here and, run him down or whatever because he kicking it with some gangster out of Ireland is the corniest shit in the world to me, man. Because y'all are going, oh man, he's racist. Like, how can complexion for the protection? How can a white man get away with kicking it with an Irish gangster? The same way Mike Tyson got away with kicking it with Dementio Benson. I never heard Mike Tyson be denigrated for kicking it with Dementio Benson. Never heard about it. Ever. Ever. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that shit doesn't mean nothing, man. Like, the thing is, if you a brother from around the way, you're gonna come across a Dementio Benson. You know how many shooters I know? Killers who done been in my house, so I done walked to and from school with these cats. These are my homies at the sandbox. That comes with the territory. That what Tyson Fury is doing is no different from what any other nigga around the way is doing. Any other cholo around the way is doing. It's the same thing. Dude's a gangster. It is what it is. Let's talk about Earl Spence kicking it with Yellow Beezy when he allegedly got a body on his hand. Y'all don't want to talk about that shit though because that goes against the narrative. The thing is, stop pushing the narrative. Speak on racism when it's time to speak on racism. A white person being critical of a black fighter doesn't necessarily make him racist. Not even necessarily. It depends on how critical he's being of him and his critiques of him. But a white person being critical of a black boxer within the confines of boxing, just talking about their accolades and their skill set, that doesn't make them racist. Just like it doesn't make Tyson Fury have some sort of complexion for the protection because he's kicking it with an Irish gangster. Y'all won't say shit about Earl Spence kicking it with motherfucking Yellow Beezy and he allegedly got a body on his hands. You're supposed to want to ingratiate yourself with people from the soil, man. It is the dopest shit in the world to me. I'm always gonna gravitate towards the gangsters. I'm always gonna be. I just wanted their acceptance. I've always wanted that. Not because of the work I put in or nothing like that, because I ain't put in no damn work. But these are just some real live, down to earth brothers. Especially when you get to know them cats, there's some real cool dudes, humble dudes. And what's even doper, when they pick up with my energy, they know what they getting when they're around me. You ain't gotta worry about no nigga running up on you, busting on us or whatever because of some shit that I done did because I'm not out here. I'm just a real cool, down to earth dude. I'm your safe space. I'm your safe space. You don't have to worry about all that extra shit with me because I'm not on that. But when you get around these cats and they actually come to you for for certain advice and you're able to talk them down off of the edge before they go and they do something crazy, that shit is gratifying. That they would entrust you with they would entrust the fact that you have their best interests at heart when they can't take that to everybody else. Like, you dudes is a trip, man. It's just the weirdest shit in the world. Now all of a sudden kicking it with the gangsters is something goofy. Oh man, complexion for the protection. Who y'all think got these events with them Charlos? Them ain't upstanding American citizens. Them niggas is wolves. Them niggas is wolves. But I'm the coon because I got the cape on. And I'm calling y'all out on that shit. I'm caping for Tyson Fury. No, I'm not. But for me to be critical of Tyson Fury, I would have to be critical of my favorite boxer of all time, and Mike Tyson, for kicking it with King Tut and Demencio Benson and all sorts of other gangsters that was coming out of Brooklyn. I gotta be critical of them. I gotta be critical of the Charlos. I gotta be critical of Earl Spence. You dudes need to stop. Because y'all sound dumb as shit. Y'all find a way to wrap all this shit up into some sort of, that's why I say vague sense of black nationalism, man. And y'all look dumb in the process. Y'all do not study enough to have a solid understanding of what it means to be a nationalist. Y'all don't. So y'all try to correlate any and everything that has blacks, any space that has black people in it, you try to find a way to complexion for the protection. No, bro. And really think you pushing a line because you talking that shit. Nigga, no. Ain't no complexion for the protection because he's fucking running around with some gangster from Ireland. Y'all was better off saying that shit with all them cheating accusations came into play. Because there's no way Deontay Wilder would have been able to skate the way that Tyson Fury skated with that if he was accused of that. I'm man enough to admit that. Deontay Wilder was accused in the same manner that Tyson Fury was. Oh yeah, it'd be a bigger issue because we are most definitely the black sheep of society. We're the ugly ducklings of society, despite us contributing to everything in society. So I can admit that as it pertains if the shoe was on the other foot with Deontay Wilder. I can admit that. I can admit that. But this is some goofy shit. This is the dumbest shit in the world because y'all want to try to correlate all this shit into black nationalism. And y'all look stupid doing so. Tyson Fury kicking it with an Irish gangster is no different than any other boxer who comes out of the gangsters. If you around, you gonna know the gangsters in your community. You gonna know who thugging. You gonna know who it is. You gonna know who out here getting that money. You gonna know who the shooters are because you grew up with them. You grew up with them. Niggas is stupid. If you a nigga who ain't never, if you don't come from a certain type of background, now let's keep it real. As I've stated before, I'm not no wolf. I'm a product of a 2-parent household, Christian upbringing, devout and disciplined Christian upbringing. My household personally didn't begin to get a little rocky until my sister hit college, and as I'm coming of age. And even then, it wasn't like, oh man, this shit is just entirely dysfunctional. No, it's just growing pains. It happens with your kids. You're gonna challenge your parents, and you're gonna, you know, what you formulating your own ideologies. And sometimes they're not gonna be comfortable with you doing that. So it's gonna cause conflict. So let's be clear. I didn't have a chaotic life. But with my parents, as much of a grip as they tried to keep on me, the minute I walked off my front door to go outside and kick it with my niggas, that's who was influencing me. I'm from North Omaha, 30th and Lincoln Boulevard, 5 blocks south of Hamilton. A lot of people don't know, man, where's 30th and Lincoln Boulevard at? Where's that at? Where's that at? 5 blocks south of Hamilton. 4 or 5 blocks north of California Street. Those are the main streets that people are gonna know. Oh, okay, I know California Street because niggas was getting to it on California Street when I was growing up. I'm walking through a crack arena to school every day. That's where I grew up at. What up to the trays, nigga? Whoa. That's where I grew up at. But I'd be lying if I said I'm not a product of a chaotic household. I'm not. But when I walk off my porch, this is the shit that I'm exposed to, and it's having an influence on me. These are the cats I gravitate towards. These are the cats I want to be around. These is my niggas. Naturally, I'm out because I am who I am, just on being a cool dude. They gravitate towards me as well. Cause I'm a genuine dude. I'm a cool dude. I don't want no drama. And these niggas is wild dudes. Wild dudes. Wow. And you gonna sit here and tell me that if you don't know now, if you ain't come up with a pack of, you know, of goons, then it's understandable why you would feel some type of way about Tyson Fury kicking it with Daniel Kinahan. I think that's his name. You'd feel something. That's understandable. Because you ain't from the soil. You ain't out the mud with it. You're not. You're not. You grew up in a certain environment where violence wasn't prevalent at. Where circumstances didn't necessarily plague you in the manner that it would plague every other black person. You've never seen crack cocaine before. You never witnessed a shootout. You know, when it's time to rumble, you know the rumble is on. You get a little bit apprehensive. When it's too many niggas in one area, you get fidgety. Oh man, I ain't going over there. You're scared of your own people. So it's no wonder why some shit like that would shake y'all up. That's why Tyson Fury running around with a Daniel Kinahan is a capital offense to y'all. You dudes are some of the goofiest niggas I have ever seen in my entire fucking life. And y'all go out of y'all way to correlate that to being woke. When you're doing no extensive study. I'm not mad at nobody being for their people. I'm for my people as much as I possibly can be, given who my marital status. That's deemed as a turncoat shit. I gotta be real with that. Some people don't. A lot of brothers and sisters don't like that. So as much as I possibly can be, I'm for my people. I'm for my people. I'm not mad at nationalism. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at Pan-Africanism. I'm not mad at it. I love it. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's dope. But y'all's minds are so warped as it pertains to it. It's like, yo, y'all don't know whether y'all coming or going. Y'all don't know. Nigga, what is the difference? Godfather of Harlem, it's a lot of falsifications in that show, despite it being a dope show. But let's be very clear. Bumpy Johnson and Malcolm X had a friendship. After Malcolm X came out of prison and he knew who he was. Oh, and when we were introduced to Malcolm X. When he transitioned into El Hajj El Malik Shabazz and Brother Omar Wale. That version of Malcolm X, not Detroit Red, who was a gangster himself. You don't turn your back on the people out the mud. You do not do that. You do not do that. You embrace them, because you never know when you could be the person that is most responsible for them coming to a turning point in their life where they're ready to give all that shit up and live a more conducive life, to extend their lifeline. And even if they not, they enjoy it. They enjoy being a gangster. All right, cool. Well, let me give you something. Let me give you something mentally nourishing that you can take back. So maybe you won't. You get into some shit, you ain't as quick to bust your gun. You can just get what's happening in my nigga. It's dope to be in a position to do that with niggas who just, who are just, they go from 0 to 100, they're just irate, they live in the moment. Emotionally unstable individuals. It's beautiful to be a dude who can say, nah, man, like, man, come holler at me real quick, man. And they welcome the invite. And they just spill all their problems onto your feet. And you do what it is you got to do to get them back in the proper mental state of mind. That is a beautiful thing. But according to you niggas, y'all would not do that because y'all are scared of these niggas. Whew. Man, oh man, oh man. I don't give a fuck about no Tyson Fury. I don't. But I don't see a damn thing wrong with him kicking it with no Daniel Kinahan. Oh, he has bodies, he has murders, and this and the third. You don't know no killers? You don't know no shooters? I tell you this much. I got scammed. My dumb ass got scammed. My dumb ass got scammed. When it's time to rally the wolves up, so you can go right that wrong, they come in handy. They come in handy. That's nothing that I'm proud of. That's nothing that I'm proud of, and nothing happened either. But I was in that mind state, and motherfuckers was ready to rock out with me. Stop acting stupid, man. Stop being contradictory. If you don't know no gangsters, if you scared of gangbangers, man, just say that. If you niggas is scared of the niggas who hustle, the hustlers, you just say that. Fuck Tyson Fury. I don't like him, but there ain't nothing wrong with him kicking it with no Daniel Kinahan, an Irish gangster. Because I'll tell you this much. I respect the Irish gangsters. not their racism, because they are most definitely racist, no different than the Italian gangsters. But they gangsters. And it's a certain level of respect that they command. It's a certain level of respect that they command. How the Italians had the social power structure in America, quivering in their boots. That's commendable. They had all them politicians and judges and shit and police in their pocket. That's commendable. That's why they was able to get to the heights that they were able to get to. Never mind all the killing, but their influence on the street, the soil, the street. People forget how important shit is. The street. That's extreme importance right there. You got to be able to operate on the street and move along with the people, because not everybody is at your level financially or socially. You got to be able to come back around the common folks. That's commendable. That's commendable. Pablo Escobar, what he was doing before, he got kicked out, him being a politician for, his political aspirations got, they burned to the ground. Him being a man of the people. You got to respect that. Never mind the bodies he done caught, the dope he done sold or whatever. But him being a man of the people, going back to the communities, giving money to the people, that you gotta respect that. You can't get away from the soil. So for you niggas that's getting mad that he's kicking it with some gangsta out of Ireland, man, bro, like grow up. Niggas is bitch made. He's a gangster, he has bodies. You bitch ass niggas don't know no shooters. That's why it's surprising to you.